Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about news updates and what's going on in the Philippines currently. Stick around. Okay guys, so I wanted to go over some news about what's going on in the Philippines. So if you don't know, the Philippines was kind of heading in the right direction. There was talk about opening things wide open for domestic travel and everything. And domestic travel has opened up, but then all of a sudden we got a major spike in cases with mainly in the Manila area. And I'll flip over to that and start with that headline first. And that's been trending for a while now. It's been an upward spike in cases, and if you don't know, the vaccines are very slow rolling out here in the Philippines. So they didn't lock the entire, Philippines back down, but really more of the Manila area. They had locked down like 7 barangays for like 4 days, like totally. And so we'll see what's happening with that, but that's certainly kind of made us take 2 steps backwards when we had actually taken a step forward, and it looked like things were on the, possibly opening up in the very near future. And then we took 2 steps backwards. So here we are again. We got daily cases again. This is as of March 27th. This happened right after midnight came out. Cases near 10,000. So we're at modified enhanced community quarantine pushed. Now they're coming out with another version called soft modified enhanced community quarantine. There was 4 levels of the quarantine. The strictest was enhanced community quarantine, and then less strict modified enhanced community quarantine, and then general community quarantine, and modified general community quarantine, which most of the Philippines is in currently. And now they have a new one called soft. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's where we're at. So it says the research warned earlier, if the trend continues, the country would be seeing 11,000 cases per day by the end of the month and could reach as high as 8.5 million in Metro Manila by June 30th. That's huge. So, and again, we don't know about the vaccines currently because they're kind of behind the 8 ball with that one. So with that, they're pushing for a stricter lockdown again in Manila. So it says they're optimistic about the bubble. They want to have like just a bubble area where they lock down, not all of Manila. But if it fails to bring down the surge, then they may consider modified enhanced general community quarantine for the whole of Manila. So far, currently where I'm at in Cebu, we're doing okay. And by the way, again, news articles will be down in the comments section, not the description. So, Philippines economy in a worrisome state. So now, at least they are recognizing that things like hunger and joblessness are just as serious as the virus itself. In fact, they said they are worried about the economy, and because of that, they aren't really wanting to go back to strict lockdowns again. So I suppose that's good news on one end and bad news on the other. But yeah, record COVID-19 cases not convincing economic planners to change tactic. They're focused on localizing quarantines this time to an exact neighborhood or barangay is what they call it here. Instead of locking down the entire city as a whole, they just want to find, they call it bubble quarantine, and they will lock down just a specific area. So yeah, in fact, they even said here, indeed, he said, the issue we face now is not economy versus health. It is the total health of the people, whether from COVID, non-COVID, sickness, or hunger. Last year, 6 other diseases topped COVID-19 as killers, with cases of heart disease and hypertension up year on year. So, you know what? This is not the biggest killer here. The other thing is the palace, more than 1.4 million COVID-19 vaccine doses arriving by early April. Again, there's about 110 million people here in the Philippines. How many can be vaccinated? I don't know. It's going to be a slow process. They say numbers are saying 2023, possibly. Only about 500,000 people or so have been vaccinated, and most of those are frontliners like nurses and police officers, soldiers, things like that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is 60% of Pinoys, Filipinos, don't want the COVID-19 vaccine. And you know, I've actually talked to a lot of people, and I've asked people, and I've said, hey, do you want the vaccine? I don't think I've met one person that has said I want the vaccine here in the Philippines. In fact, today I'm going to go head out to the beach, and I think that might be a question that I'll ask. And then I did ask, if you were willing to get the vaccine, which vaccine would you want? You know, the one from the UK, America, or China. None of them want the Chinese one. So I found that funny. So just a update about what's going on. Cases are on the rise here, really kind of going backwards. Domestic is open up. You are able to travel island to island. Some places are stricter than others, with local governments making their own rules. But we'll see what happens. But originally I thought maybe September the Philippines would open up. But the way things are going, I don't think till 2022. People ask me, are vaccines mandatory here? No, they're not at this point. Vaccines are not mandatory. Will they be required to travel here in the future? They have indicated in a few news articles, Department of Tourism and some other sources have come out and said that they would be the first priority when opening back up for tourism. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know what that means. It's possible that you could need the vaccine to come out here initially. So we'll have to see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. Today I'm heading out to the beach, and you know, I'm going to show you what beach life is like here over in Lapu-Lapu. I came over here for the day, and we'll see if we can talk to some people and maybe interact with some Filipinos and see how they're doing, and we'll ask them about the pandemic and just other questions. We'll see. All right, guys. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. See you guys next time. Bye.